Hi, I'm Ryan F. Gassian, and in this video I'm going to be talking about H.R. McMaster's resignation and what that means for the future of the United States. Now, if you watched an earlier video, you would know that I was very much for McMaster's firing. However, sometimes when you get what you want, you wish you didn't get it. This is one of those times. Because as bad as McMaster was, and in some ways he was egging on Trump to basically provoke North Korea in his bloody nose strategy, which was bad. But all he wanted to do was bloody Kim Jong-un's nose, believing that that would spook him or bring him back into line. His replacement, John Bolton, he wants to start a war. He also wants to start a war with Iran. John Bolton is basically the king of the neocons. There is not an intervention he does not like. There is not a war he thinks is wrong. He was one of the supporters for the Iraq War. He was one of the architects. The guy is a war hawk. He makes Dick Cheney look like a saint. Now, what does this mean for the future of America and for the future of the world? Because let's look at the makeup of Trump's cabinet now. Rex Tillerson is gone. H.R. McMaster is gone. John Kelly is believed to be leaving soon. The only responsible character, the only adult in the room left, is James Mattis. That's it. Now, fortunately, James Mattis seems to have a lot of pull over Trump, but only to an extent. Now he's going to have to compete with Mike Pompeo, who is scheduled to become the Secretary of State, as well as John Bolton as National Security Advisor. And yes, he'll have James Mattis, but that's it. So we don't know where this is going to end up. We don't know if there's going to be a war in North Korea. We don't know if there's going to be a war in Iran. The fact that Trump has picked John Bolton means that there's a much greater likelihood that either of those wars might happen. We already know that he has hinted to the fact that he plans to rip the Iran deal in May. If he does that, the likelihood of him having any success negotiating with Kim Jong-un is zero. Why would Kim Jong-un want to negotiate with Trump if he's going to break deals left, right, and center? He's already broken off the Paris Accord. He's trying to renegotiate NAFTA. He's engaging trade wars with China, European Union. So this is a really bad news. With any luck, John Bolton will annoy Trump, and he won't last that long. Believe it or not, he has been considered several times to join Trump's cabinet, and the reason why he has failed was because Trump didn't like his mustache. I know, it's silly, it's childish, but for a while that's what kept him out of power. Now he's in it, and I don't know. I really don't know where this is headed. If there's a war in one country, if there's a war in North Korea or in Iran, that alone will be bad. Now, if there's a war in both North Korea and Iran, that could sink the United States. If there's another market crash, like we saw in 2008, combined with two massive wars, like we would see in North Korea and Iran. North Korea, we would see millions of deaths. Iran would just plunge the Middle East into a death spiral. We would see chaos in Iraq. We would see chaos, more chaos in Syria. We would see Hezbollah bombing Israel. We would see Hamas bombing Israel, because those two terrorist groups are proxies of Iran. The price of oil would likely skyrocket. If there is a war in both Iran and North Korea, and if there's another financial crisis, that's it. Say goodbye to the United States. I'm not saying the country may exist, But the liberal order that was created after World War II, say goodbye to that. To all this stability we have known, and yes, at times it doesn't seem like the world's that stable, but consider what the world was like before World War II. And I'd rather live in this world than in that world. Well, we might find ourselves back in that world, and it's not going to be pretty, and that's my 2 cents. Thank you for listening, and please help my channel by liking this video and subscribing. Oh, and visit my website at www.darknessinamerica.com to read my short stories about a future United States where people live in fear of inquisitors, telepathic assassins who police the populace for thought crimes.